I woke up to the roar of bulldozers ripping through my quiet riverside haven. At 72 years old, I figured I'd seen it all, but nothing prepared me for strangers turning my family's land into a sprawling vacation complex without so much as a heads up. The community association attorney, dressed sharp in her tailored blazer, coolly informed me I had to vacate the property my grandfather snapped up back in 1948, a prime spot for their 200-unit upscale retreat along my riverbank. They flashed permits, paraded investors, and had crews hammering away like I was invisible. There I stood in my old robe, clutching my late wife's cherished teacup, watching corporate ambition bulldoze my serene golden years. How do you just erase someone's life like that? Tell me, where are you tuning in from? Ever tangled with a neighborhood board gone rogue? Let me set the scene of that chaotic dawn. We're talking full-scale resort build-out-not sketches on paper, but foundations set, beams rising like they'd been at it for months. A flashy sales trailer sat smack on my turf, banner blaring Serenity Bay Elite Retreat, 200 units sold out. Still foggy from sleep, robe flapping, I stormed over, bellowing, "Clear out of my damn yard." The site boss, a burly guy dusted in dirt, just smirked and shoved papers at me stamped with sterling properties. My mind reeled. How the hell did they get clearance to develop my land without a whisper to me? That's when she emerged from her faded Suva detail that nagged at me later, hinting at hidden troubles. Victoria Hayes looked the part of a slick attorney, but her eyes betrayed exhaustion. Her phone buzzed nonstop, screen flashing Regional Medical Center on ignored calls. "Mr. Jenkins," she said, voice steady but strained. "I get this is disruptive, but we follow protocol." As she spoke, I spotted a bill on her seat, $52,000 overdue, red-stamped urgent collection. She hit it quick, but not quick enough. Why was a hotshot developer dodging hospital debts? And when she murmured to the boss, "We can't slip the timeline, every hour counts," her tone carried raw dread, like lives hung in the balance, not just profits. The standoff was bizarre. Me, a heartbroken widower in pajamas, squaring off against this woman radiating quiet panic. I'd lost Alice to leukemia 3 years back, and this river was our sanctuary. Now it was under siege. Why did Victoria seem haunted rather than triumphant? That night, I rummaged through my attic dusty boxes of faded photos, war medals, and forgotten deeds for answers. Amid the grief-stirring mess, I unearthed a sealed packet labeled Critical Reservoir Accord 1948, Family Legacy. Grandfather's scrawl warned, "He who holds the subsurface reservoir holds the power. Safeguard this, for the district lives rely on our water." My jaw dropped. Grandfather wasn't some lucky homesteader. He'd brokered exclusive rights to the underground reservoir feeding the whole district's supply. Towns, farms, industries, everything drew from channels under my plot. Without my sign-off, that retreat was dead in the water, literally. Pacing my riverbank at dusk, I saw my simple retreat anew, a gold mine disguised as paradise. No wonder Victoria pushed so hard. But if she knew the stakes, why the surprise at my pushback? And those medical calls, what nightmare fueled her rush? I rang Megan Foster, a sharp investigator and daughter of an old buddy who'd guided me through Alice's insurance hell. "Harold," she said gravely, "this reeks of more than land grabs. I'll probe sterling properties and peel back the layers." Her tone echoed our battles against faceless insurers denying Alice's trials. As I gazed at the river where Alice and I shared sunsets, her voice echoed, "Fight smart, but fight." If she were here, she'd spot Victoria's angle instantly. She was the skeptic, the fine-print hawk, while I trusted too easily. Something felt rotten. Why risk it all on shaky ground unless desperation trumped sense? Megan arrived at dawn, files in tow, looking wired from all-night digs. "Harold, this dwarfs a simple dispute," it's gut-wrenching. My grandfather's pact wasn't mere value. It controlled $3 billion in water for 15 townships. He'd locked it down to block out-of-state raiders draining us dry. But the bombshell? Victoria's 17-year-old daughter, Sophie, battled advanced non-Hodgkin's lymphoma for 2 years. Bills topped $750,000 after insurers balked at experimental gene therapy, her sole shot. I staggered. Those calls, the strain, the bill lit clicked into tragic focus. She's building to bankroll Sophie's fight. Megan nodded. Insurance stonewalled. It's her kid's lifeline. Delay means death. The parallel crushed me. Alice agony, begging for unapproved drugs, hope crumbling with each denial. If roles flipped, what extremes would I hit? Megan uncovered Victoria's debts, swallowing her firm. Home everything funneled to Sophie. The retreat? Not greed, but survival. Yet fraud loomed. She'd glossed over water rights to lure backers. Investors bought blind to the resort's thirst. That HOA session, I cornered her. How's water flowing to 200 suites when the reservoir's mine? She blanched, phone pinging another hospital alert. Infrastructure's vetted, she stammered, but her shake betrayed collapse. Post-meeting, I overheard her pleading calls. Hold the meds, just days for funds. Not a villain, a mom on the brink. Detective Ramirez dropped by, files heavy. Victoria skimmed from 4 associations, all to Sophie's care. Kids got months without infusions. Reading Sophie's charts gutted me. Same lymphoma as Alice, treated by Dr. Harlan, our oncologist. I demanded a visit. Brace yourself, Ramirez warned. The ward's sterile despair flooded memories. Alice, fading strength. Sophie, frail under a vibrant scarf, smiled weakly. Mom says your river's magic. She's torn up over this, tells me it'll sort. A teen facing oblivion, fretting her mom's stress. We chatted. Her poise floored me. The therapy's tough, but worth it for more time, right? I wept in my truck post-visit. This transcended land. Corporate giants valued profits over kids. That night, Victoria appeared rain-soaked at my door. Harold, I know I'm wrong, but Sophie's my world slipping, and insurers decide if she lives. Coffee in hand, truths poured, mortgaged everything, embezzled to bridge gaps. I'd repay from profits, she sobbed. Dr. Harlan arrived midnight, summoned. Recall Alice? Sophie's therapy mirrors promising remission. But payments due Friday, or we halt. Yet something jarred. Harlan's camera glances, Victoria's odd calm amid devastation. Rehearsed? Manipulated? Dawn's call shattered illusions. An insurer rep. Reconsidering denial if you scrap the retreat and repay. We approve. Why link health to real estate? Victoria's confusion spiked my suspicions. Confronted, she crumbled. Sophie's in remission, 3 months the therapy worked miracles. Then why push? The insurer owned rival resorts. Success threatened their turf. They blackmail, ditch the build, or we yank all coverage past and future. Corporate extortion using a child's life as pawn. Megan dug deeper. Pattern across states. 15 families crushed similarly. Rage boiled. Alice died to such indifference. I invited them for dinner. Sophie glowed healthier, wise beyond years. Insurers dangle helping others if mom quits. Twisted, huh? High-stakes clarity hit. Leverage my rights against them. Megan scouted buyers. Horizon Utilities topped. Hungry for reservoir access. Their $3 billion offer? Sweet, but I twisted. Fund a pediatric oncology hub on site. Sophie as inspiration, Victoria directing. Exposed the fraud too. Negotiations raced. Horizon bit, seeing justice. Sale sealed. Water cut site stalled. Feds swarmed the insurer for multi-state scams. Retreat morphed to Sophie Hayes Oncology Center, $1.5 billion endowed. Victoria served probation via center work, repaying ethically. Investors refunded plus. Insurers settled amid probes. Sophie's tears at the groundbreaking? Joy for lives saved. A year on, center treated 250 kids. Insurer fined millions. Victim fund established. At Victoria's hearing, I testified. She erred gravely, but desperation birthed this haven. Let service redeem. Judge agreed restitution through advocacy. Hope Day drew crowds. Victoria, from thief to guardian thanks to Harold's mercy. For years later, foundation spanned 9 states, 3,200 kids saved. Victoria, on $48,000 salary, donated half to scholarships, living sparse to aid more. Secretly helped 112 families avoid ruin. Her quiet atonement. Nominated nationally, she demurred. Sophie, Mom, you've redeemed tenfold. At my retirement bash, I named her chairwoman. From foe to force for good, I said. Applause roared. Testimonies poured. Lives transformed. 5 years post-chaos, 58 centers, 7,000 survivors, reforms nationwide. Victoria's sacrifices? Donated $22,000 yearly for educations, skipping raises. Every buck saves a future, she said. Emma's research lauded. Our model revolutionized care. But would you embezzle to save your kid from a system rigged against you? Is redemption real if born from crime? Could you forgive someone who nearly ruined you, knowing their desperation? Drop your thoughts below. Does corporate greed justify extreme measures? Hit like if this gripped you. Subscribe for more raw tales that challenge what you do in the fire.